What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today we are joined by the person that's pretty much always on the channel, Mr. Nub Raids. How's it going, bro?
It's going good. Yeah, it's going good. I rolled my Halloween wheel from the raid promo thing. I got a trick, so my day has started off poorly. It can only get better.
Let us know in the comment section, guys, how many of you actually pulled something from that? And do you know what? For the intro, I'm actually gonna do my one.
Oh, nice.
Let's see how this goes. All right, let's get this set up. I've heard that it's super loud, so I'm just gonna turn it down for a second. All right, guys. Oh my, that is loud. You guys can't hear that, but my gosh. All right, here we go. Are we gonna get trick or treat? Give me that grand. Give me the grand. Come on, Polarium. Come on. No. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm not saying nothing. What was that?
Moving on.
Who's that guy trying to scare me as well? Is it just some Polarium employee?
Yeah, I was wondering that. Is it a Polarium employee? Is it some random person? Yeah, I don't know.
That's joke. But yeah, guys, back into this video anyway. What we are going to be doing today is basically talking about our favorite epic champions from each faction. It doesn't have to mean that they're the best or anything like that, but just champions that we really love in this game from each faction. And then straight after this video, we're going to go over to Nub Raids channel and do a part 2 for legendary champions. So make sure you guys head over there, drop a little subscription and check out that part, right? But you are the guest on the channel. Would you like to let us know your favorite champion from the Bannerlords?
Oh, well, this is going to be probably no surprise, really. I got to go with my boy Archmage Helmet.
I was just about to say, if you didn't choose him, that would be criminal.
Yeah, he is the character I use as the portrait for my channel on YouTube, so I gotta pick him. But he's also amazing, right? First Doom Tower epic you get, so you get him relatively early on in the game, and he's extremely good. His AoE stun on the A2 is just so consistent. He brings you a bunch of speed boosts and stuff like that on his A3 as well. He's not crazy OP, but he's just an amazing champion, super useful. Yeah, and really good as well for helping you get into Doom Tower hard, which I think is really special, right? You get through Doom Tower normal, unlock Archmage, and he gives you that path into really pushing through the waves on hard much more easily. Yeah, I love him. And he looks freaking amazing as well, right?
Well, he better look amazing if he's your logo.
Yeah, true, exactly.
Yeah, this guy is wicked, man. It's like they went up to Dark Kael, and then the rest of the epic champions from the Doom Tower just dropped in value. It's like the first 3 was the best ones.
100%.
All right, in terms of my favorite one, I'm actually going to go with Stag Knight. I think Stag Knight was amazing. I remember when he first dropped in the first and only ever Battle Pass, and he was such a game-changer champion. He's so simple in terms of his kit, but it's so effective, right? Like, decrease speed on the A1 with a 2-time hitter. We've got a drop defense and decrease attack on the A2, and an increased accuracy on champions that get resisted from their debuffs, which I'm kind of seeing a lot of play with the Iron Twins. I actually use him in my particular team, but for players that don't have, let's just say, the right accuracy stats, they kind of miss a debuff on purpose with like an A1 ability of Geomancer, then they force the increased accuracy to place, so then the burn goes up on the next turn. And I think it's a nice play on trying to increase your accuracy for people that don't have that. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Stag Knight, and he looks sick as well.
Yeah, he looks absolutely awesome.
Yeah, this guy looks wicked. He looks like that other one from the Demon Spawn. What was his name? Like Gorshaw or something like that. I'm sure we'll see him later on today.
Oh yeah. I imagine a lot of people will have picked Stag Knight actually. I know he's a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah, and let us know, guys, in the comment section below, like throughout this video, what is your favorite epic champion from any faction? I guess I'm kind of interested to know. All right. Well, the High Elves doesn't have a lot in it.
No, but not spoiled for choice.
All right, who are you going for?
I don't think you're ever going to guess this.
I don't think I am. Go on.
Jingle Hunter.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
see? You see? No one will believe it. No, Jingle Hunter. I think he's cool. You know, he's got his Christmas thing going on. He's committed to it. It's cool. Yeah. But he's also he's a good nuker, you know? He actually smacks pretty hard. He's got the AoE that smacks, does some turn meter, and then he's got like a really fun A2 actually. Big single target hit. If he kills someone, does an AoE freeze. And he's got a great speed aura as well early in the game. So I used him actually when I started playing. He was in my arena team for quite a while. I think he's just a fun nuker, and he's got a cool theme. And the high elf epics are really boring, so Jingle Hunter is my choice.
I actually thought, like, what? I remember though, when he first came out, like, he was one of my first ever speed arena battle champions, because traditionally it was around 19% and stuff like that. And I think he was the first ever epic champion to kind of push the bar in terms of auras for arena. But of course, when you start getting arbiters and stuff, he kind of drops off. But all right,
there you go.
There we go, Jingle Hunters. For me, it's actually going to be Tyrell. I know everyone's looking at Royal Guard right now, like, what on earth is going on here? Remember, guys, it's our favorite. We're not trying to say the best champions.
That's right.
Tyrell for me was my first step in the right direction for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss back in the day. And I remember when I first pulled this dude, and he was like my most wanted champion, legendary, no matter what it was. And it's basically down to a consistent decreased attack, a drop defense, and a nice little nuke on the A3 as well, which hits really hard for a single target. But the main thing was also the defense aura of 25%. And back then, there wasn't a big bunch of epics that kind of fulfilled what you needed in the clan boss in one epic champion with a decreased attack and drop defense. And I don't know, he just kind of held that value for me. And I just always like him. And he looks cool as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you think about back in the day, he was so good, right?
So
good. Yeah.
I think he does something with the sleep as well. Yeah, that was it. So it will place a sleep debuff for 1 turn when the damage inflicted is proportional to defense. So yeah.
Oh, if they're under, if there's decreased attack is out, he can do the sleep.
Yeah. It's pretty cool for arena as well. All right. Let's go to Sacred Orders. Let's not look at my legendaries, guys. Not a lot going on there. God. Look at this.
That's brutal, dude.
This is what 3 years of shard pulling can get you guys.
Wow.
two fusion champions.
Wow.
All right. There's a lot in this one, I guess.
There is a lot. Yeah. I think there's a decent chance we're gonna pick the same one though.
Okay, let's see. I don't think you will, but go on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick Godseeker and Eerie.
Okay.
Is that the same one?
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah.
Probably would be. Okay. I'm. That's not the one I said before we started recording. That actually, I was 100% sure we'll pick the same one, but. Godseeker, number 1, she's got the look. She's visually super cool, and she's just amazing. She's so useful to slot into so many teams. Great healing, good damage, revive single target. That's really good. And then she's got a passive with a bit of a revive. Solid stats. She's just the comfort pick, right? She's the comfort pick. So good for so many teams. Iron Twins, Hydra, everywhere. Extending buffs, Clan Boss. Doom Tower, boom.
Literally everywhere in the game, and she's so versatile. Like, do you know when you talk about champions that you can have dupes of? I feel like Godseeker Neri is definitely that champion, because there's so many places you want to use one, and you might want to build her in certain ways. Like recently, I just took her out of my clan boss team because I wanted to focus on a pure Hydra and Iron Twins build. So I'm actually looking to build a second one, so I don't have to have that clash of abilities and stuff. So. Yeah, as you said, that preempting of the hit is really nice with the revive on death, and that it's the resets of the cooldowns for me with this one. Like, if it was just a revive a dead ally, then whatever. But the resets the cooldowns bit, it's like puts you straight back into that fight, right?
Yeah, it's so powerful. Like, you get that on someone with the really powerful skills, and it feels dirty.
But just for the sake of like throwing another champion in there, if I wasn't gonna say Godseeker, I would have actually said Juliana.
Wait, what? You're kidding, dude.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh my god.
Juliana is arguably one of the worst champions in this game, right?
Yeah.
Aesthetically, it looks really cool for me, but it's kind of a thing like a nostalgic value again for me, because I'm sure many of you guys know in the comment section below, you can let me know, that back in the day with the Demon Lord clan boss, everybody wanted a Juliana. Everybody. And basically, it was the poisons, it was the HP burn, and at the time for Nightmare, she was just dealing the best amount of damage, and I'd actually like to see her reworked. Maybe reduce the cooldowns to a free turn on this one, and then take this down to maybe a free turn as well, and then maybe even put a bit of a reflect damage like a Geomancer in here. Maybe not the same capabilities, but just a few tweaks to the cooldowns. I think we'll see a lot more of her. But as of now... yeah, maybe not the best champion, but just nostalgic for me.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It'd be so cool to see her updated. Same thing, like well, obviously Romero, her partner. I'd love to see like Talia Phoenix get some sort of boost.
Oh, you love Phoenix.
Hey. Yeah. How about Valentine's Day coming up in February? Plarium, buff up some of these old couples that aren't so good.
Yeah. So, all right, barbarians. This is actually one I'm not sure what you're going to choose, so you might surprise me here.
Well, I'm choosing Skytouch Shaman for this
Oh,
one.
there he goes.
So this is the one that I was like, I'm like 100% sure this is your pick as well.
Yeah, this is gonna be my pick. Yeah.
It's gotta be. She's just so fun. She's so unique. Like that passive, like the healing that it does as her health goes lower, coupling that with the revive on death, like healing your team. She's just so good. She's so good. And yeah, it's very different. And the way that you use her is so different from every other champion in the game. She's amazing. And she looks really cool as well.
In terms of your build, what would you say is your favorite build for Skytouch Shaman? So for me, it'd be like regeneration, frenzy, or immunity. But which one do you have on your one at the moment?
I've been messing around at the moment. I think I'm in Untouchable right now.
Okay, so that's the same as
for Arena.
For Arena. See, I've recently put her in regen because you heal by 15% every turn, but she damages by 10%. So you're kind of like always alive. So she kind of never kills herself. So I thought that was a pretty cool one, yeah. But I did have her in Untouchable before from the Scarab King, right? That gear set.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
My God, that faction is looking bleak, man. There's not many yet. I think
there's not many. No.
I'd probably say like Farrakhan maybe if pushing
it's got to be the second place.
But for my favorite, I can't not say Skytouch, 100%.
Exactly.
All right. we got the Ogryns. Now this one's actually a really hard one. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I know what you're gonna say, but
yeah, I think you do.
Is it this one here?
Yeah, it's Ugo. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta be Ugo. She's so good. She's so good. Like it's actually crazy. She's just basically better than even the legendaries for block buffs and Hydra. It's so strong. Just everything in her kit is good. She's just that solid comfort pick. Decrease defense, block buffs, bit of a leech. How about a heal? How about cleansing off those debuffs? How about great base stats?
Yeah.
She's got the fun passive as well. Yeah, and she looks cool too, right? And it cool in a non-standard way. Right? She's not like an anime waifu. It's like, hey, cool. This is an ogre waifu.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful looking champion.
Yeah. But she's badass. She's just super cool. Yeah, great champ.
So the reason that we actually backed out is that's not actually my favorite, even though that I really love that champion. It's actually gonna be Skullcrusher. Skullcrusher is just, as you guys know, the only epic AoE counterattack champion in the game, and it just comes down to like his aesthetics. I think he looks wicked, but also the unshakable passive where you can decrease the duration of all debuffs on this champion by 1 turn at the start of each turn. Now, I know that you love Hydra Boss, right?
Yeah.
Have you used Skullcrusher in your Hydra Boss teams?
Yeah, I have. It's difficult to get him in there. Like, you need a really reliable mischief tank.
Yeah.
Like, one that I really like with him is, slight spoilers for a champion I'll probably mention later, but Oboro is really good with him. She's got such a good A1. So yeah, something like that. It can be really, really potent. Yeah.
So I was kind of playing around with it, right? And basically, because the passive decreases the duration of his debuffs, when you're facing the head of Torment, when you're placing the True Fears, he's basically immune because he always goes through it. So a fun way that I was kind of playing with is, are you familiar with Rorik? His passives is A3. So basically...
No, not that much.
Basically, when he counterattacks, he always uses his A3 instead of his default skill, which is his hard nuking ability. So if you have a synergy of a Rorik in high resistance, in high damage, paired with a Skullcrusher, it's a consistent cleanse, but also you're always using your A3 to counterattack with a high resistance Rorik. And for anyone trying to do like normal or hard Hydra, I'm telling you, it is like the ultimate cheese strategy. So it's pretty fun.
Interesting. I must try him out. I've got Rorik still sat at level 50.
You'll really like it. As long as they're high resistance, it's really fun. But also ally protection, keeping it really consistent for Demon Lord, and the A1 heal reduction, which I wish would be 100% for Nether Spider. But apart from that, I think, he's just a really cool champion. But all right, Lizardman, we got some cool ones in here. Go on.
You think? Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest. These next few factions, I was like, I don't even have any favorites, but it's pretty rough. I would pick Jareg would be my favorite here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think this guy's pretty cool. He brings in that big increased defense, ally protection. He makes your team feel so tanky. Yeah, that passive that you highlighted as well is actually really good. And again, you gotta love those funky passives that let you do cool things. Like Eternal Dragon, so strong for that. The decrease attack. He's just a big old beefcake with that base HP is really, really high. So yeah, I think it's like, that just he looks cool, and just a big tanky lizard protects your team. I think he does a great job. So yeah, I like
Yeah,
him.
he's an
He'd be my pick, but
absolute beast. Like, I'd really love to see this on a free turn. Is that me being too picky?
I mean, it'd be really good. Yeah, that's maybe the latest legendary
yeah, but
level,
he's a great champion. It's just that thing where, do you know, if I was to ever buff Jarek, it would be his base speed, because
yeah,
a problem with him when I've done like account takeovers and stuff in the past is when you're tuning him for a 4-3 ratio on the Ultra Nightmare Clan boss, it's so hard to reach that 240 speed that you need to get this on a 4-3. So
right.
that's kind of where I wish it was on a free turn, but yeah, as it is, I think Eternal Dragon, the Griffin, these are places that actually use Jarek at the moment, so he's really cool. But for me, I'm gonna go with Venomage. I think Venomage looks wicked. For starters, like we've got the staff and going on, but basically heal reduction, really, really solid for the Nether Spider, as I was saying earlier with the Skull Crusher, and I love using this against that with the Geomancer strat. We've got the 5% poisons, we've got drop attack, drop defense, we've got the activating of poisons for the dragon as well, trying to speed up your process to pair with someone like a Dark KO. Like, just overall, such a great champion, and one of the only champions to have a damage mitigation from heal reduction. And traditionally in the clan boss, it's such a waste of a debuff. But when you start pairing this with someone like a Geomancer, you've then got the damage mitigation from burns, and then you've got the damage mitigation from heal reduction. So then you start to see like a great return. So I actually think she's one of the best epics in this faction, for sure.
Yeah, she's really cool. I haven't used her as much as I should, to be honest. I definitely need to, and I'll probably like grow to have her as my favorite then after a while.
Seriously, I think even away from Lizardman, I actually think she is one of the best epic champions in the game. 100%.
Yeah.
She has everything, literally everything. Look at this. Damn, so good. All right. Go up here. Skinwalkers. Okay, this one is very interesting. I've got no idea what you're going to say here.
Yeah. Oh man, this one is brutal. They're like, they're so underwhelming. I guess my favorite by a slight margin is Basher.
Okay, I actually don't have a Basher after all this time.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, he comes in, he can lock people out of their skills for one turn with the AoE. That's actually quite cool. Like getting past the Thalia waves in that faction is really annoying. So being able to lock her out of that heal, you're like, okay, cool, that's great. He's got the 4-hitter, I think, at random as well, which is, it's kind of fun. He looks pretty cool. So yeah, I thought he was okay. Again, I don't love him. I don't love him, but I like him, and he can be very useful in like an arena team to lock out the enemy. So he's useful. He's pretty cool. Doesn't wow me though. He's like, he's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day will come out. I think there's only like a few epic champions that's from Void that I don't have, and I think it's Basher and Skullcrown. And
wow.
They never pop out, so I don't know what's going on.
Damn.
But for me, do you want to guess what I'm going to say?
I was going to guess Fane, maybe, just because she's really good for Clan Boss.
It's going to be Rain Beast.
Rain Beast?
Yeah.
Oh, Jingle Hunter's best friend. I like it.
Basically, do you remember when they nerfed him? Or actually, did they nerf him? Or did he just get power crept? But
I don't know.
Basically, back in the day, right, his shield, he was... Do you know when you go into an arena and you face a Siph and you're like, what on earth's going on?
Yeah.
That was kind of how it felt when you faced a Rain Beast back in the day in the arena. And people would put just him and one other champion, and the shield would just keep going up, and it was like impossible to strip. So this right here was so annoying. But also has a revive on the A2 when he kills an enemy, and a nice little continuous heal on the A1. But overall, I think my favorite part of him is, once again, that nostalgic value of facing him in the arena back in the day, but also his aesthetics. Like, look at him.
Yeah. They should buff this guy. Like, he's so cool.
What would you like to see done to him, like, in terms of this?
I don't know. Like, the revive when he kills an enemy is quite awkward.
Do you know what? If they could change anything, good, maybe make the shield cannot be removed.
Yeah, that'd be very strong.
Yeah. I think that because he hasn't really got much left to his kit anyway, so to have a non-removable shield, it's not big anyway. It would add a bit of value, I guess, on a 2-turn cooldown.
I think like give him like maybe an ally attack on that A2 might be kind of nice. Like, he attacks with 1 or 2 random allies, something like that could be kind of fun because his A1's quite good. Yeah. His passive's decent, I don't know, something like that just to make him a bit more interesting. All right.
Yeah, maybe for Christmas player, if you're watching.
Yes.
fix up Rain Beast and Jingle Hunter.
It's destiny. How could you imagine? Oh my God, that'd be so good.
All right. Orc time. If you mention Seer, the video's going to finish.
No, I'm not really that big a fan of Seer, to be honest. I try to avoid using her mostly where I can.
Yeah.
My favorite one, again, like I wasn't super wowed by anyone in this faction. I'm going to give it to Zargala though.
Okay.
I really like Zargala. Again, she's got that like cool classic look. Yeah, Devastate is the thing that makes her stand out. So she's got Crack Armor, which is an AoE. Nice big AoE, hits hard, 4-turn cooldown AoE. So it's a long cooldown, but it hits hard, puts decreased defense. You're like, okay, that's a good solid thing to have. But then it's the A2. You kill someone with that A2, big hard-hitting single target skill, only a 2-turn cooldown when booked, and you get to activate that AoE again for free. Like that's just fun.
Yeah,
there's so few champions that do something like that.
I actually think she's one of the most underrated champions nowadays. Like, I remember when she had so much use, but when you break it down as a champion, for one, we've got accuracy in all battles by 40, which is just great when you're trying to progress. We've got a weaken, a drop defense in the same skills in one epic champion. So when you're facing bosses like the dragon, for instance, it's great. And even if you want to take it into wave clearing for the Fire Knight, this is a free time hitter. And when you're trying to crack that shield, I think that's pretty substantial, right? When you consider all of your champions. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think that's a great pick there.
Yeah, you use her a lot as well in secret rooms. Like she does come back big time for secret rooms in Doom Tower.
Yeah. All right, for me, it was actually between a few champions, but I'm going to stick with Sandlash Survivor. Sandlash Survivor was part of my first ever Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team again. And basically, it came down to the clutch ally protection when she drops below 50% with the block damage on herself. We've got an extension very similar to a Godseeker, an Aerie, and an Anchorite. And then an A1 that hits twice, which is good for War Master procs. With that, defense in all battles by 25%. She's just a great, simple champion, extends everything that you need, and keeps your team under control with the ally protection, which is clutch. Like, there's been so many times I've been saved by this, and it just blows my mind. I think she was the first time that I beat the Orcs faction as well. It keeps you alive really nice with this, for sure.
Yeah, she is cool. And again, I love it's like that sort of classic orcish look. Looks badass. You wouldn't want to run into her in an alleyway.
But yeah, guys, I know all of you are probably looking at Seer like, oh my god, pick her. As much as I think Seer is she is probably one of the best epic champions in the game, but for me, it took too long for me to pull her, so I don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can have those personal biases. I mean, it's the point of the video, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, favorite champion from the Demon Spawn. You got a nice bunch here to choose.
Yeah, like here you've got a lot of really great options. I'm gonna go with Magnar actually.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. All right.
No, yeah, I just do really like this guy. You know, he's just simple, straightforward. Smacks really hard, but he's also really tanky. He can take a hit, and that's it. That's all there is to it.
Oh, we got
server basics.
We got 4 minutes to record this video, guys.
We gotta go fast. That's it. That's all I have to say. He's amazing.
That's Magnar. But yeah, in terms of his aesthetics, though, I think he's one of the only champions that looks like this, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, really cool. All right,
big hammer.
Next up is going to be, man, this is a hard one. I'm looking at Umbra like, damn, you was my chick from back in the day. But I'm gonna go with Soul Drinker. I think Soul Drinker he's just a one of a kind champion, and I made a few bomb routines called "You Die, You Win," and basically it came down to the passive where he places 2 bombs on an enemy that detonate after 2 turns when this champion dies. Also places bombs of his own, so there's a potential 4 times if you make him die. And then when you revive him with someone like a Godseeker, reset his cooldowns, then kind of go into that cycle there with 2 Soul Drinkers. So
yeah,
and he looks wicked.
He's great.
Yeah.
I do think he should have a unique skin. Come on, Polarium, he looks the same as Mortu. Give him a unique skin. This champion is he's unique. That bomb
to be fair, like he's just kind of like a plain version of Mortu. So I'm actually okay with it. I think it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of his little minions, and then pretty cool. All right, which faction we got next? I don't know if we could do this in 4 minutes, but hopefully maintenance doesn't mess us up.
Yeah. All right. This was a tricky one. Fogoth, I decided in the end.
Okay.
There's a close second, but Fogoth, got to go with him. Just a big old tanky beast. Heals your team loads. He takes damage. He heals your team based off it. AoE provoke is great. He's just a big old punching bag and so helpful. So good for so much content like Bommel, Clan Boss, all that. Amazing. Love it.
I think this is quite an underrated skill as well. Like everybody knows him for the passives, but an AoE provoke with a decreased attack as well if it's placed is actually really, really solid with the increasing of duration on the A1. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Fogoth for sure. For me, It's actually really hard because I love Fogoth, and I was gonna say that, but
You have to go with it, dude.
yeah,
We got 4 minutes.
I think I'm gonna stick with Fogoth, to be honest.
Yeah,
Really, really solid champion.
Seeker was my second choice for people that are interested. I think he's really good too.
For me, it probably would have been Husk, but I think I use Fogoth a lot more on Husk only for the Hydra boss.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, Dark Elves. Who we got?
Dark Elves, Dark Kale, baby. Ooh. Lock him in.
All right.
Gotta be. He's so fun. Again, like just building on Kale, bringing that poison stuff up, exploding poisons, extending them. What I love for him is soloing those dungeon bosses. Like he just rips through like Dragon, Ice Golem, and a tanky build, extending debuffs. He's just got a lot going on. I thought he's like the perfect champion to take what Kale does best and expand on that. He's awesome.
He's actually in 2 of my main teams for Fire Knight and Dragon, so I get a lot of playtesting out of him.
Yeah.
In terms for me, it's actually not him. It's actually going to be Madame Ceres. With the theme of Halloween, guys. Obviously, trick and treat and all that good stuff. Polarium. Give someone a grand. But guys, if anyone wins that thing, please tell me because it's bothering me. But, we got the fear on the A1. We got the stealing and stuff on the A2 with the block debuffs if any buff is stolen with the true fear as well. Also, the main infamous Midnight Ritual, which can remove all buffs from all enemies, decrease attack, and drop defense. And as you guys know, one of the most sought after champions for the arena, for sure.
Yeah, I only got mine I only got her about 2 months ago. Like, yeah.
Is it?
So I just never had her, so I never.
Did you get her over the guaranteed event? Is that where you got yours?
It was like the 10x, and I think I pulled like 1 shard at the very end of it. I got from my clan boss, and she popped out, and I was like, "Oh wow, thank God!"
she wasn't guaranteed, right? Was it like
she was?
It was like 40 voids or something. 20, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a lot. I didn't do that back then. But yeah.
All right. Knights Revenant.
Okay,
this is actually an interesting one. I'm looking at champion thinking, are you gonna pick it? But let's see.
Interesting. So there was a few strong contenders, actually really strong contenders here. I thought this was a very compelling faction. But for me, there was one that stood out, and I said, I have to pick this champion, which surprised me in a way because there's so many good ones. It's actually Whisper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, I know. I probably a lot of people wouldn't. But
where is Whisper?
I don't know where she is. One. Yeah, she's the very last one.
Do you remember when they changed the picture? She never used to look like this.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. But I think she looks really cool. I love the whole whatever side part. I don't know what you call that. It's cool though.
Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah. But I just she's so much fun to play with. She hits so hard, man. Like she absolutely smacks those bosses, and with the extra turn mechanics built in on that A3. Extra turn on her passive. She's just tremendously fun. Like she was one of the most fun champions I had, built up in the last year. I'm bringing her into Hydra. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's so good. The only problem is that I have a legendary that does what she does better now, so I don't use her as much. Tyrell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. But Whisper's so good. That's the only downside about Tyrell. I was like, oh man, it means that it's harder to fit Whisper into my Hydra teams. But she's awesome.
I might be underrated. I think I'm underrating her a bit, to be honest. I've never actually maxed her. Yeah.
Actually, shout out to Mad Capper on YouTube. He's a great series of videos where he's like, I build them so you don't have to.
Yeah, do you know what, guys? I'm actually going to leave his link in the description below because Mad Capper is actually really underrated. That series is one that I actually enjoy a lot, for sure.
But that was how I found about Whisper. He used her, and I was like, oh my god, she actually performed so well. I got to try it. And I was like, oh, this is so good. She's so good. So there you go.
All right. Do you want to guess my one? I think we'll be all right with the downtime. I don't think it messes with the index anyway.
Nice. Your one. I'm going to guess maybe Sepulcher.
Oh, do you know what? I think you guessed that because I put my mouse here.
I did. Yeah, you were hovering, and I was like, yeah, she is. Yeah.
How about it's not? How about it's not my favorite?
Oh my god! Is it the Wild Pestilence pick?
It's Rector Draft.
Everyone.
Rector Draft. Yeah. Do you know what? Pestilence is actually pretty fun, but a Rector Draft is, I don't know. It's just I feel like she's probably up there, like top 5 to top 7 epics in the game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got like the revives with the perfect veils. We got the AoE perfect veils as well, very similar to a Duchess, so like a budget variation. Decreased attack on the A1, which can be utilized, but it's on a low chance. And then we got the passive that increases the resistance for targets under veil. Now, aesthetic-wise, kit-wise, utility-wise, helping me get my Lydia for the first time-wise, Rector Draft is a really solid champion. Maybe not the best-looking champ in terms of...
like depends what you're into, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess. But she's spooky. Keep with this theme of Halloween and stuff. I think she's really cool.
True. Yeah, she's a great pick.
But yeah, it was between her and Sepulka though. Like I was putting there thinking, oh, and then the Sepulka, a really solid champion for sure.
Yeah, for me, it was ultimately probably between Whisper and Rector. But I was like, I like Whisper more. She's got that X factor.
Hilarion, what's going on with
Skull Crown, dude?
I don't know what's going on. Do you know what? When I first spoke to Smiley, right? He had we were both trying to get 1,000 subscribers. This is like January 2020 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, we've been trying to pull a Skull Crown on my account since then. Literally, 10x events, 2x events. I don't know what's going on. I think my account is just gated from getting that champion.
Cursed.
All right, this one is very interesting. I think people know what I'm gonna choose, but you, maybe there's a few picks there.
Maybe, yeah. It's got to be Geomancer for me.
You had to go with it, guys.
You have to go with it. So the thing, I just like, he's got the crazy eyes. Like that's what makes him. It's not like the fact that he's super OP, but he's got the crazy eyes. And I just love this sort of the storyline that he came out. He was crazy OP. Plarium tried to nerf him, and everyone was going, Geomancer's dead. He's been nerfed. And then no, he's still crazy OP, and he's just there with the freaking crazy eyes. He's just mental.
Do you know when they first nerfed him or something? I had about 4 Geomancers. And I fed 2, right? This was back to, and I've been kicking since then. I've never pulled another one, so I've only got 2 right now. But I wanted 3, so I kind of regret that. I didn't think I'd need like for Hydra Boss and all this stuff, but
I know Iron Twins,
I didn't expect to need like multiple Geomancers, but there's the story of my Geomancers. But yeah, as you're saying, like the Reflections, one of the best champions in the game for sure. And he looks wicked. But I don't know what Plarium was looking at. Do you remember when they did that? They made us guess for the 10x event and they said yellow eyes. Like, what's going on?
Yellow. They're like white.
They're white with a red dot in the middle.
Yeah. So, who knows?
All right, guys. I didn't even have to say it. Cornelia. Who doesn't love Cornelia? Yeah, she's my definitely one of my favorite epics in the game for sure. Basically, AoE sleeps. We've got the you know about this passive skill, right? With the fear replacing and stuff. I think it's the only champion in the game that can do this. Until this day, people are underestimating this. Like, it baffles my head. Guys, if you don't have a Kaimar and you want to set up the nukes, and you like a bit of RNG, max up your Cornelius, 100%. We've also got the funky little passive here of Revitalizing Rest that we've used to solo multiple of the Doom Tower bosses. And a speed aura by 18%, which is pretty substantial. So 2 fusion epics on the list today with the Magna and Cornelia. Deals in the same one.
Right, wow.
Yeah.
And she's got really cool animations as well. I really like her animations on like that A1.
Yeah.
Especially looks sick.
You know, this skill here is actually so underrated for Eternal Dragon. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because when you're reducing the cooldowns, it stops that crazy ability happening. So I'm a huge fan of this.
Yeah, she's got to be one of the most underrated champs in the game. Like, she's a game changer for so many people if you get her early. Like, absolute game changer. She builds half your teams for you, you know?
Recently, I've started to become a bit of a lover of Demytha as well.
Yeah,
but
she's up there.
To be honest, I wasn't liking it for so long. Like, everybody loved her. Yeah, it's just, it was a champion I had, and she just sat there. But recently, I've been kind of enjoying her a lot. All right, Shadowkin. This is my favorite faction in the game.
Yeah, this this is really difficult for me. There was 2, and they do basically the same thing. I was really torn on. Can you guess what they are? You probably I kind of gave away one. But
I'm gonna think a Boro for you.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Just barely. I barely gave her the edge.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, obviously Aboro, she's amazing. She looks super cool, right? The Mischief tank, big single target hit, A3. Her A1 is so fun as well, right? When you've got the debuffs out, turns into an AoE hit. Like, that's just really fun. That's cool. So like actually playing with her in your team, it adds that layer of gameplay. That's really rewarding. When you pull it off, you get the AoE hit. She's so easy to build as a Mischief tank. She does great damage. She looks awesome. Just really great champion, really cool, badass. So yeah,
I think I've been underestimating her because I've never used her.
She's very good with like Mithrala, I would say in particular, because Mithrala gives her all the defensive buffs that she needs to stay alive. And she works really well with the Hex stuff that's out there. Mithrala puts out quite a few debuffs to enable the A1. And yeah, she's really good as well, like you mentioned earlier with the Skull Crusher. She's really good with like a Skull Crusher because you give her the counter attack.
Yeah.
And then she can really start ripping out some good damage. So she's cool.
That's actually really. She reminds me of Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. The hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually another guy that reminds me of Raiden. This guy. Look at him. The conscript.
The big hats. Yeah. Big hat squad.
All right, Shadowkin. This is actually a hard one for me because I hold this one dear to me, Shadowkin. Ooh, who would I put as my favorite? It's coming, guys.
I think I can guess. Oh.
Nagorio.
Oh, okay. I didn't guess that.
Yeah.
No way.
Basically, it's the mask. The mask plays a big factor here, right? And there was a content creator, I forgot who he was, but shout out to who said it in the creator chat, and he's like, yo, they put YST in the game. And I looked at it and I was like, damn. I actually said to Polarium, can you like make me a mask and send it to me? I promise to wear it in every video. But I think he just looks wicked. I think he smacks hard. I think he's on par with Gembo. So yeah, I would have actually, Gembo was a really tough contender here. But I think in terms of aesthetics, visuals, his animations in game, the way that he hits super hard.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of him. And the increased attack is actually quite playful in the faction wars as well. Maybe not the best champion in the game, but for me, in terms of fun, utility, aesthetics, I think Nagorio has to get my spot as my favorite Shadowkin.
Yeah, dude, I thought you were going to pick Taragi, dude.
Taragi I like, but for one area of the game. And that's only Demon Lord. And apart from that, I don't really get much use out of him. But with Nagorio, I feel like I use him a lot more, like, just for fun. Like, the game can get stale at sometimes, and I think Nagorio is the person that, I'm bored today. Who should we play with? Let's make a Nagorio team.
Well, can I give a quick shout out to my second favorite?
Yeah.
Wuji.
Okay.
Wuji. I freaking love Wuji.
We did a collab on this chick, so you're saying you've grown to like her since then as well?
Well, I really liked her then too, but the thing I like about her is that everyone hates her, and she's so squishy, but she's so good as well. Like
that sword is badass. Look at that.
She looks so cool, right? And the built-in counter attack on a mischief tank with the AoE A1, she just slams the damage. Like she's actually really, really strong, and that's what I like about her. Probably
look at this.
It's that she's so underrated. Like everyone just thinks she sucks because her base stats are awful, but you can build around the teams around it. Like we showed in that collab, right? And it was like, bam, she's slamming. So yeah, I think she's very similar to Oboro. Oboro is much easier to build and to use, and they do similar things.
I'm actually intrigued to know why people don't like this champion, because when I'm reading this, it's got that will target all enemies instead of one when counterattacking with this skill. I'm thinking of I'm not sure about you, but do you know all of these weird abilities like Rorik, Wuji, and Oboro? I want to see a fun team. Nub, please, one day, can you just make a counterattack only team? And I want to see how it looks, because I think she's actually, the only thing I would change here is the buff chances.
Yeah, because it's a 4-turn as well. So
yeah, I think like, nice what is this right now? 75%, like just make that 100%. And we're looking at a whopper of a champion, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, she could do with that little buff, because I think she's really underrated. She looks damn cool.
All right, we're just gonna put Fenshi on the screen to wrap up the video, because he looks sick as well. He's probably my second favorite, but I don't really use him a lot. But in terms of, I think look wise, he's probably one of the best. All right, Nub, thank you so much for coming on the channel today. I appreciate you.
It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah, and guys, make sure you head over to Nub Raids channel right now, because we're going to go and break down our favorite legendary champions in every single faction similar to this video. And if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.